My name is Doreen Moraski, and I will be your guide for today's practice. To start our practice today, I just want to reflect a moment on what you are seeing in my background. This is a photo that I took on a recent trip. I was at a lake up north and kayaking. And as I was paddling around the lake, I discovered, and I'm going to move so you can see in my screen, I discovered a duck egg sitting on the nest, which led to a lot of curiosity of where was the mother and why was the egg still there? Maybe it was no longer good, or trying to sort of, again, the mind is amazing how quickly it starts to assess what it's experiencing and what it's seeing and trying to make sense of the world around you. Today's practice, I am going to bring an attitude of patience as we experience this intentional moment that we're coming together to practice this amazing skill of present moment awareness. So trying to help our minds be here with us in this moment to experience whatever we're experiencing in this moment. And as we are in this intentional practice, knowing that our minds may be wandering at any moment. Maybe you're still thinking about what you did just before this recording, or maybe you're aware of things that you want to get from being here today. So basically the practice is a simple practice, but very difficult, is to observe what's happening in the moment as it's unfolding, moment to moment. And then if your mind is someplace other than being here right now and experiencing whatever you're sensing, to kindly bring your mind back to the present moment as best you can, time and time again. And to then pay attention to not be judging yourself harshly, like, oh my goodness, I can't do this, or why am I thinking about this, or whatever the mind starts doing, because then the mind can also tell a story about the reason that it's wandering. So the practice is simply noticing what's happening, accepting that that's happening without judgment, and then inviting the mind to come back over and over to being here right now. As your guide today, I'm going to be offering anchors, ways that we may be helpful to help our mind stay in this moment to moment. But no, they're simply invitations. And any time that I'm asking you to do something that maybe is not accessible, or maybe it's an experience or something that you can't sense, just to simply allow that to be, and then to choose something else that's working for you in each moment. This is your practice, and I invite you to really lean into trusting yourself as you need to sort of maybe go astray a little bit of what I'm offering. So they're simply invitations. I hope that is helpful for you today. And I will start our practice. So today I want to say the practice is, again, we're going to practice the skill of patience, because it is hard to show up and be present, because the nature of our mind is to continually be processing. And so anytime you notice that is an invitation, and actually a present moment awareness, and an opportunity to bring the mind back squarely to here and now. One of the things I will be bringing today is actually a short sound clip of some sounds of nature that I thought we could experience together. And again, it's actually something that I stumbled upon one early morning walking in terms of a pond, and all the sounds that were unfolding. So with that, I am going to start our practice now by ringing the chime one time as a signal to both. So receiving the sound that says we're going into the practice, and then inviting you to close your eyes or to avert your gaze in a neutral position, if that's more comfortable for you, and to signal to the body that this is a time of going inward. So here we go. So in this moment, allowing the body to find a place of stillness and support. So beginning by tuning into the physical body and just noticing how the body is feeling as it's sitting here in this moment now. And if you are sitting, maybe taking a moment to adjust the body. and to spend a moment to feel your feet on the floor. If you're laying, you can also just change the invitation and just pay attention to the points of contact that the body's making with the earth beneath you and whatever's holding you. But if you are sitting, maybe starting with the feet and just feeling them as they are placed on wherever they're placed. Maybe noticing sensations that are available to you into the feet. So maybe there's your feet are barefoot. It's a warm day and you have your shoes off, or maybe you feel your foot is bound by a sock or a shoe. Just simply noticing how the feet feel and that sensation of being supported by the earth beneath you. And then slowly, in a very deliberately patient way, just sensing the body as it's making points of contact with the earth beneath you. So it may be a chair that you're sitting in, or it may be as you're laying down, it may be a rug, a yoga mat, or earth beneath you. So just sensing in to that sense of being supported in this moment and paying particular attention to any place that the body's making contact and just tuning in to the sensations that you feel there as a resting place for the mind to come back to the sense of being here right now in this moment. And as you're feeling that sense of being supported in this moment, see if it's possible just to give over to gravity, just allowing the body to come to a resting place. A sense of just being held in this moment. And just releasing and letting the muscles, maybe even just release a little bit more. Almost a sense of heaviness of just being supported and letting go. And now if you are sitting, paying particular attention to the sit bone area, and maybe even moving around just a little bit to try to find almost a balance placed on those resting bones. Again, in a very patient way, just noticing what you're observing and allowing the body to invite a little movement and really feeling into those sits bones. So allowing the self to feel kind of balanced. So you're not leaning to one side or in the other, or maybe not leaning forward or back, but just squarely positioned on those sit bones. And now finding the base of the spine and following up from the base all the way up through the spine, through the back, up through the upper back and through the neck, almost as if there was a visible string that was pulling you up. And just noticing that sensation as you pay attention to the spine as it's sitting there. It may feel a little bit more firm. And then maybe even rolling the shoulders back a little to open up the chest. Almost assuming this position of being present in this moment. So embodying this sense of presence. Not in a stiff way, but just in an open, curious way. Getting ready to receive whatever this moment brings. And now moving their attention, just switching the attention slowly to the sensation of the body as it's breathing. So in this moment, not needing to change the breath in any way, but just tracking air as it's being received by the body on the inhale and as the body is exhaling. Moment after moment. This is what it's like to be a human body that is breathing in this moment. In just a moment, I will share a clip from a walk in early morning that has sounds of nature. And as we share this moment of sounds together, Just noting that some of the sounds may be louder, some may be softer, some may be clearer. But just noticing as you're experiencing those sounds, where is the mind going? Is the mind almost anticipating or waiting for the next sound? Is the mind hearing the sound and then connecting to a story about how that sound was received in another time? Just noticing and again knowing that anytime the mind wanders, anytime during this clip is an invitation to bring the mind back to right here and now. And so let's begin our sound together. Noticing on how the sound comes in and the sound leaves. On nature on this morning in June is welcoming the day in its own time. Sounds come in and sounds leave. No need to judge the sound or detect what animal is making the sound, just sensing what the sound, how it's sensed in the body in this moment. No moment is the same. Each moment has its own rhythm. And as our shared experience of sound has come to an end, inviting you to tune in to the sounds that are available in whatever space you are practicing in this moment. Just noticing what sounds are with you. The sound of my voice is a shared experience, but whatever is in your environment is unique to you in this moment. So, listening with an open, curious mind of what sounds are with you in your room right now. There may be sounds that have been with you all morning, or there may be sounds that are entering that are new in this moment. Maybe sounds that you are judging, either good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. And when you notice that, just experiment with allowing the sounds just to be an anchor for your busy mind right now. And almost welcoming those sounds is a way to just allow you to know you're here today, in this moment, alive and able to hear these sounds. And if you hear sounds in the distance, maybe allowing those sounds to fade into the background of this moment and bringing your attention closer to sounds that are close by. There may be sounds from the device that is allowing you to tune in today. There may be sounds again that are more rhythmic and constant, or some that are changing. Maybe if it's possible in this moment, just choosing one of those sounds and truly inviting a curious exploration of the moment that sound is received and sensed by the body, and then noticing the moment that the sound leaves the body. Maybe that's possible for you, maybe it's not, but just opening up to the with curious, that allowing the mind to focus as an explorer to just see what's possible in this moment. Maybe you find yourself rushing through hearing one sound and wanting to let it go so that you can hear something else that you think is better. Just noticing how that mind practices selection. And now in this moment, see if it's possible to allow the mind to focus on sounds that may be present within your own human body. Maybe there's sounds of digestion, or maybe there's sounds of the body signaling that you're hungry and it's time to feed yourself. Again, not rushing through this practice of exploring sounds within the body, but allowing the mind to just see what's possible in this moment, right here and right now. Allowing the mind to have a complete absorption of sounds within the body. And if you're not able to detect any, just allowing that to be part of your experience without judging that good or bad. There's no expectations of what you might find. The practice is exploring and allowing the mind to rest squarely in this body through some sensation of sound in this moment. Again, finding the breath. And in this moment, inviting a more exaggerated breath. So welcoming this experience of having a deep, full inhalation and listening if you can hear the body as it's drawing in air. And then inviting a deep exhalation and noticing again if you can hear the mouth, if you can hear the breath as it's leaving the body. And it may be through the nostrils, or maybe you've decided to open the mouth and allow body to be or air to be released there. So maybe in this next round of a deep inhalation, allowing that deep inhalation and feeling the lungs expanding as you're listening for the sounds of the body breathing. And this time inviting the mouth to open on the exhalation and inviting almost a big sigh, a full sense of releasing in this moment in a deep way. As you hear the exhale come out the body, just inviting a deep relaxation or releasing in this moment. Deeper and deeper. And again, inviting another deep breath and a round of exhalation and listening to the body as it's breathing in this moment. And once you finish that round of deep inhalation and exhalation, just allowing the body to come back to its breath and find its own pace and rhythm that is right for you in this moment. And trusting the body to find that pace. And then maybe just tuning in to whether you can still audibly hear that breath or not. If you can or can't, either way is fine. Just noticing for you what is sensed in this moment. And now as we move to a few moments to practice in silence, so this is a time for you to practice using whatever anchor is available to you in this moment as an anchor for the mind that may be wandering to moments before now or thinking about moments to come. And just allowing whether it's the breath, whether it's sounds that are around you, whatever works for you in this moment, experimenting with that. And then I will come back together and offer a couple more guidance before I move to close the practice. taking just a few more moments to rest in this intentional time of inviting a calm, carefree moment to your day, allowing both the mind and body to rest and to find each moment as it's unfolding as a new experience. And maybe bringing in this practice with a patient attitude into our day. Maybe as we go through our day, inviting our minds to pay attention to those moments that maybe we're trying to rush through to get something through something else. Or how we may be judging ourselves as we try to develop a new skill, even a skill like mindfulness. Just knowing that, can we allow just the change to unfold and take place in its own time? Sometimes changes are so subtle we don't even notice them. But even just imagining or knowing where the mind is at any moment, even if it's not here, but noticing that it's gone someplace else, is actually a mindfulness moment and an opportunity to bring the mind back to focus squarely on the here and now. Just as a flower takes time to bloom, so it does take us time to sort of unfold and learn and develop in new ways. So knowing that patience is a form of wisdom and a practice of allowing ourselves to experience life as it unfolds, paying attention to what's happening so we can respond in a more skillful way. As I move to close the practice, just want to thank you for tuning in today for our CEW's mindfulness recording. And I wish you many, many moments of happiness and hope you will consider tuning in to our CEW midweek mindfulness, which is held many Wednesdays throughout the year from 12:15 to 12:45. I will now move to close our practice. And as you hear, I will ring the tone 3 times. And then I invite you, when you no longer hear the sound of the third tone, to slowly open your eyes, maybe take just another moment to really look around and absorb what is around you before you move in to whatever's next with your day. Thank you for being here. And I wish you many, many moments of mindfulness throughout your day.